Bryan Reynolds has asked for a trade. What was your reaction when you heard? Were you surprised? And what do you guys do?
I think it's unfortunate when things become public like that. But my expectation or our expectation of Bryan Reynolds is going to be who Bryan Reynolds is on the field. And we've talked continuously about the way he plays the game and the effort he gives. And in my conversations with him, I don't think that's going to change. So the business side we will let be handled. But my expectation is Bryan Reynolds will continue to be the player that he is. Since it was made public, I did not. I talked to him right before it became public, and we had a good conversation. And we talked through some things. And I think, and you guys know me in any instance, any conversation that I have with players privately will stay private. But overall, the tone of the conversation was a good conversation.
Shelty, I believe you have a relationship with Don Mattingly. If I'm speaking incorrectly, please correct me. But in 2018, he went through something similar with JT Realmuto. Did you talk to him about that? Might you talk to him about that, about handling that sort of?
Yeah, I have not talked to Donnie about it, but congratulations to him because I saw that he just went to work for the Blue Jays. But no, I mean I think in this situation, we're just focusing on what we're doing for next year, how we're building next year, and going off that. So had not thought at all about having a conversation with Donnie about that.
If he does come back, or if he doesn't, either way, are any outfield spots cemented for next year as far as who plays where, or is it still kind of you guys in terms of filling out process of how the best fit is going to be?
Yeah, I mean, I think as we've talked about throughout the 3 years, versatility is really important. I mean, we still see Bryan as a center fielder. Bryan will play center field, and the fact that we have other people that can play on the corners, that can go to center, I think that's extremely important, and we'll continue to make sure we stay versatile. But I don't think we have any cemented, and it does not shock me, Rob, that you asked a lineup question December the 6th. But yeah, I mean, I think versatility is extremely important for us. But we see Bryan as the center fielder.
What do you think of the two hitters you guys have added to the roster here around the season?
Yeah, really excited about our additions and appreciate the fact that we were aggressive coming into the offseason in terms of we knew first base was a place that we needed to get better. And we added not only one, but we added two. And the fact that we're able to add Carlos into a situation where we have a ton of young Latin players, especially young Dominican players, and I mean, if any of you guys have, and I'm sure you've done, if you've done any homework on Carlos Santana, I mean, we're talking about an elite human being that we're bringing into our clubhouse that wanted to be in Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh was excited to be there. And then getting G-Man, who can facilitate in so many roles, has the ability to hit. We have two guys that probably are going to benefit as much as anybody in the game from the lack of shifting. So those were important things, and the fact that we were able to go out and probably take away one of our biggest needs early in the offseason by getting the first baseman that we wanted, first base DH when we wanted, was really important.
Talk to Derek. Speaking of young Dominican players, O'Neal Cruz is now playing in the Dominican Republic. What are the reports you've gotten?
Yeah, well, the reports I've gotten, we were fortunate. Donnie Kelly, our bench coach, was just there. He was down and he spent 4 days in the Dominican. Was able to see O'Neal, was able to see Rudy, was able to see Miguel Andujar, and that was really important for us. And Donnie was actually rapid texting me during the game about some of the things that O'Neal was doing. So the reports have been really good. I've seen some of the videos of him just actually working out. It looks like he's on a mission to be stronger, and I know that's something that we've challenged him on, and he's kind of challenged himself on. But the reports have been really positive, and we were fortunate. Not only are we getting good reports, but we were able to have one of our coaches hands-on down there to be able to see it.
You anticipate getting stronger. What is there anything else that you're looking for him specifically this winter? What he's doing there?
Well, I think the biggest thing is consistency, and we talk throughout the end of the off season is just the pitches he swings at, the pitches he doesn't swing at. We were able to see that improve in September, which is number one, challenging to do at the major league level, but it's also encouraging with the fact that we know how much better he wants to get. So those are the things. And then, defensively with his footwork, we're talking about an NBA player that plays shortstop. And at times, even though the arm is extremely prolific, his feet wouldn't get underneath him, and he would have to, maneuver the ball. And we just need to make sure that he gets his feet underneath him a little bit better.
Will you guys play at all with him in the outfield, or would you rather him concentrate all of his efforts at short?
In winter ball?
winter ball, spring training, anytime?
Yeah,
What's
I
the
think-
timeline on introducing that again?
Right now, I think we see him as a shortstop. I wouldn't totally dismiss him going to the outfield at some point in spring training. I mean, I think I told him at one point I was going to play him, Rudy, and Marcano in the outfield one day as a joke, and they were all three so excited about it. I may have to do it just to make them happy. But overall, we see O'Neill as a shortstop.
You talked about Bryan's particular style of leadership, how he's very much someone who leads by example, and kind of given how this situation kind of unfolded, is there any concern that things might be a little odd coming into spring training if he's still a member of the Pirates?
No, I don't think that anything is going to affect the way Bryan Reynolds is as a player, as the way he is the clubhouse. He's such a good human being that I don't think any of this stuff will affect our clubhouse at all.
Well, you're also going to be bringing up a lot of rookies next year, and this is someone that they're going to be looking forward to. Do you feel like, even if he is the same Bryan Reynolds and there isn't a change there, just the fact that this was out in the open, does that maybe have an impact?
Well, I think the impact in our clubhouse will be that Bryan will continue to be the person he is. So don't think that will have any impact on our clubhouse. And with our young players, I think coming to the big leagues is just immersing themselves in the big leagues and immersing themselves in our culture. And I want our young players to watch how Bryan Reynolds plays. And I think we've said this time and time again, that if we get everyone to play, with the aggressiveness and the effort that he plays, we're in really good shape because of how he exemplifies that. So do not expect that to be any of an issue.